Hey, hey, what's going on? What's going on? I'm sorry I'm running a little bit late. Just on the phone talking to my accountant. Had to had to get some numbers squared away. Had to get some numbers squared away. So running a little late here. To dive on here. I got two special guests that's gonna join the live interview today. So I'm gonna give them a second to get up on board here and chime in here. So 18 weeks out, y'all. 18 weeks out from the Phoenician Classic. Can you believe it? Sorry, I'm not in my Phoenician Classic suit. I'm not in my Phoenician Classic shirt right now. Just got back from the gym. Just trying to like wrap up my day. You know, my day is just as busy as your day. Dangerous J, man. Thanks for checking in, boss. I'm gonna bring you on right now before we even get this party started. I'm going to bring you on right now before you get this party started. Aaron, thanks for checking in, love. Give me 2 seconds. I'm going to bring you on after Dangerous J, all right? Let's see here. Danger! My man, come on in. Waiting for you to say, yeah, I want to come on in. What's up, boss man?
What's up? How you doing?
Good, bro. See, I had to get clean because you got clean. You see that? See that? See that? See that? See that right
I
there?
see you. I see you. Nice line up.
Man, thanks for popping in here, man, and doing this improv interview, man. I really appreciate it.
Of course. Thank you for the invite.
No doubt, no doubt. So real quick, just like I said, man, listen, this is easy. This is about the easiest interview you ever gonna have.
I hope so.
All right, how'd you get into bodybuilding, boss?
So, good question. I've been asked that 100 times. And to make a long story short,
Okay.
I was in the gym. So I'm active military for everyone watching. And I was in the gym when I was stationed in Fort Misery or Fort Lost in the Woods. It's Fort Leonard Wood in Missouri.
Okay.
Just working out. And a gentleman saw me and he asked if I competed. And I thought he meant like powerlifting. So I was like, I asked him like powerlifting, and he was like, no, like men's physique. And I'm like, what is that? So he was like, I think you should check it out, and I think you'll do great at it. I'm like, okay, cool, why not? I went home, quick Google search. I'm like, oh, okay, I got a 6-pack. They have a 6-pack. Of course I can do this. So I started based off the recommendation of a total stranger in the gym.
That's what's up. That's what's up. Now, once you did your Google search and realized they had abs, you got abs, and then you actually started diving into the posing aspect of it, did your concept about it change?
So it was actually a while before I actually kind of decided to do it.
Okay.
During that time, I was transitioning from Missouri to Georgia.
Okay.
And I decided to look for a coach on Facebook. And after that, that's when I started. So it was a few months after meeting that guy or passing him.
Okay.
I started to become more interested and involved. And yeah, the posing kind of like, oh, this is a little bit more challenging than what I thought it was, right? So yeah, it's not as simple as I guess us pros make it seem.
Yeah. Yeah, you spot on with that. So it sounds like to me like when you first got that initial contact, and I'm assuming that initial contact with the guy that was like, hey, you should do men's physique, and then your transition into, because you was in the midst of moving from Missouri to Georgia. So it sounded like you got that initial contact and it was like, okay, yeah, this might be something I'm interested in. And then by the time you got to Georgia to like, okay, I'm full blown, I'm diving into this, so to speak.
Correct.
So what, like, was that like a 3 to 6 month period because you was in transit, or?
It was about 3 months. Yes, sir.
Okay. So it sounded to me like you were like on board. You just was waiting to move.
Yeah, exactly. I guess, I didn't quite know where to start. So it just kind of clicked like, well, perhaps you need a personal trainer. So that's when I started doing the Facebook search. And if you hear the alarm going off, that's my neighbors. I'm not sure what they have going on.
Yo, you good.
Okay.
Okay, that's what's up. Okay, so now, how long have you been competing?
About 6 years now.
6 years. Oh my God! So you've been putting some time in.
A lot
You're
of
not
time.
you're not a 2-year in there. Okay. So you done had some trials and tribulations here. So man, 6 years competing. So man, give us a rundown. Like, what was your first show? And I don't care about the organization. I don't care nothing about that because this is what you had to do in order to start competing. So, what was your first show?
First show, remember like it was yesterday. WNBF Iron Eagle, Savannah, Georgia.
Ooh.
For some reason, I feel like it was on March 27th. I can't remember, but I think it
It
was
was.
2015. Yeah,
It normally
2015.
is.
Yeah. And very first show, super nervous. Um, went down there with another gentleman who was training as well.
Uh-huh.
Both men's physique. So we were kind of training, not quite like together, but we were both in the gym at the same time. We had the same trainer. When I say same time, like we were both like in the gym
Right.
in January, March, and whatever. But sometimes our schedule was off. So went down there with my green shorts. Green is one of my favorite colors. And yeah, I didn't realize how big the sport was, or at least looking back, that was a pretty big show then.
Right.
Met a lot of great people. Actually met people in Savannah who lived in Augusta, where I was, who were stationed
In the same spot.
Never seen them. But I love the drive, right? I mean, the nervousness was there, but the energy was perfect. It felt right. In a weird way, I kind of felt at peace, right?
Okay.
Granted, I'm nervous and anxious to get on stage and, you know, whatever, but a part of me also felt like this is right. I'm in the right moment.
Okay.
So it was this like, you know, yin and yang kind of thing going on. And got on stage, did what I had to do, placed third in the short class, very first show. It was like literally 3 months after I started training.
Wow. Wow.
Placed third in the short class, got a really nice trophy and a medal, I believe, and no looking back. So yeah.
Okay. Here we are. That's what's up. Okay. So all right. So we got the first show done. All right. First show is in the books, done. You got bit by the bug, evidently, because now you are now considered Mr. Physique, Mr. America, Mr. Physique America, right?
Mr.
Did I say it right?
Mr. America Physique.
Mr. America Physique. I had it backwards. So now you're considered Mr. America Physique. All right.
Correct.
6-year journey. Now I just want to put this into context for people that like think like I want them to understand like what you had to go through to earn this title.
Oh yeah.
So how many shows did it take to become Mr. Physique America?
Oh man. I'm just gonna roughly throw it out there. So I was in year 5 when I earned the title.
Okay.
So I'm just gonna put it in there. I was doing roughly maybe 4 to 5 shows. So I'm gonna put anywhere between 20 and 25 shows.
And so basically 45 shows per year.
Correct.
So I want everybody to catch that. All right. You hear what he said? He had been trying. Year 5 is when he got the title. All right. But it took him 4 shows per year, roughly.
I think we could take it back a little bit though.
Okay.
I think we could rewind it back. So around year 2, I think my math may be a little off, but around year 2, I turned pro.
Okay.
And I think it's either year 2 or year 3. I can't remember. Because I think January to December.
Right.
But I kind of started like March, and it's kind of weird. But I ended up winning a world title in less than 3 years.
Okay.
And so I mean, I had to learn more about all the federations. I was I'm not gonna say I was pigeonholed, but I only knew what I knew at that time.
Right.
So I was only working with 2 different federations, or I was involved with 2 different federations. So yes, it's been a journey. However, I turned pro very, very quickly.
Okay.
I think maybe on like my 4th or 5th show, I turned pro. So I had like maybe 3 or 4 amateur shows, and the rest have all been pro.
Nice. So okay, so pretty much you had already had the necessary weaponry. You just needed needed some guidance to fine tune it and actually kind of get you in the right areas, I should say, right federation, so that way you can display, you know what I mean, that natural physique that you have. Now, I know that you probably get this question 1,000 times. I'm just gonna go ahead and pop it in here just because. You know, just because. What made you decide to continue to compete as a natural athlete instead of going with the chemical enhancement route?
Oh, okay. Well, that's pretty simple. Um, Let me just say the decision was made for me. So I'm in the military. I'm in the military, and we drug test.
Okay.
Um, and I'm never quite sure what all they drug test for. I mean, they tell you what they're drug testing for, but in my mind, I'm like, probably best to not do anything, right? So, other than being in the military, I have an undergrad degree in athletic training,
Okay.
and I understand the long-term effects on the human body from taking, PEDs. So, at the end of the day, I value my life. I actually value my body, and I want to preserve it as long as I can.
That's what's up. That's what's up.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's what's up. So, your active duty. What branch are you in?
I'm in the Army.
In the Army? Okay. How long you been in the Army?
Almost 13 years on active duty and about 4 years in the Army Reserves.
That's what's up, man. Thanks for your service, man. Really appreciate it. Really do.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I don't even want to do this because I might do it wrong. Too many movies. Too many movies. I do it wrong. Well, boss man, I really appreciate you popping in, giving us your story, letting us know about your journey and how and how it progressed. I'm looking forward to continue watching you because man, you like I'm watching. I'm like a little peeping Tom watching your Instagram joints. So man, tell the people like if they wanted to reach out to you like for questions, for anything, tips, whatever the case may be, please let them know how they can reach you.
All right. So I hear Navy beat Army. Get out of here.
Yeah.
No, you guys can always reach me on Instagram. I'm trying to become more involved in the social media platform. I understand now I'm in a position where I'm representing more than just myself. I'm actually representing the Mr. America brand. So I'm becoming more involved on social media platforms. I'm probably most active on Instagram. So hit the Instagram, Dangerous J. The only people I don't follow are the people who like seem a little scamish. But
Okay.
for the most part, I follow everyone else.
Yeah.
I'm not one of those guys that feel like, oh, I need you to follow me, but I'm not going to follow you. That's silly. So hit my Instagram. I love talking about physique. I love talking about this sport. I'm very passionate about it. I'm completely immersed, and it brings me joy to be able to, give information out. So I'm an open book, and feel free to contact me at Dangerous J.
On the IG. So that's how you can reach me. One last question. I'm gonna let you get out of here. All right, what you got on the docket for you this year first competing? Are you resting? Are you competing? What you doing?
You guys will have to wait and find out.
I like it. The mystery. The mystery. I love it. All right, boss. Well, man, thanks for popping in here on a Saturday. I really appreciate it. And I'm looking forward to catching you on stage sometime in the near future. And other than that, I'll be on the lookout on your Instagram myself because I love your content, my man.
Oh, well, I can share this. I will be at WNBF Worlds. I've already qualified for it, so I will be at Worlds.
Oh, well, I'll see you in Vegas then. I'll definitely see you in Vegas.
Yeah, I'll be there for sure.
All right, for sure.
Right, all right. Thanks for the invite, and we'll do this again.
Man, thanks for joining me, man. I really appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
All right, let's see. I'll catch you later, for sure. And there you have it. There you have it. Got my man Dangerous right here. Man, that's a good guy. Like, super good guy. Super fun guy. Met him, I think it was at Worlds 2019. So, super fun guy. Super good guy. I'm going to bring one more other person on. Here. We're going to dive in here. Going to chat with the WNBF Pro Bikini. Man. Hey, Aaron. How you doing, hon?
Good. How are you?
Great. I'm glad you listen, I'm going to let everyone know. Like, okay, I'm not the best with time zones, And I'm not the best with times. I'm not the best with names. I'm completely flawed, but I do know how to put on a show.
Doing pretty good.
So I just want to thank you for like adjusting your schedule to actually come on a Saturday, because I had my time zones all messed up. For some reason, I was thinking I was ahead of you instead of behind you.
No worries. No worries at all.
No doubt. So real quick, like, let's give it a rundown. How many years have you been competing? How many years?
So I started in 2016.
All right.
And then I won my pro card for WNBF in 2016, like the fall of. So I've done 3 competitions till winning my pro card. And yeah, this is going to be last year was a shit show for, I think,
for
everybody.
Everyone, yeah.
And I needed a new goal. And I'm like, you know what? This year's going to bring it. And I'm doing your show. So it'll be fun. Yeah, this is the first time I've done your show. I normally do the Augusta Grand Prix. And so this is gonna be for my first time doing your competition, and I'm super pumped.
Oh man, I'm so ecstatic to hear that you're coming out to the desert.
Yeah, from Wisconsin.
From Wisconsin.
Yeah, and So I started prep. I'm ready to bring my game.
Great. So how's your prep going so far?
You know, I'm just a couple of weeks in, and I started with a new coach, and I actually like this coach better than any one that I've ever worked with before, just in regards to how hands-on he is. So normally in the past I've done my own prep, but I just feel like for once I kind of want I want somebody to tell me what to do versus me just kind of like half-assing it. So I'm ready. I'm ready to just like bring it all in.
That's what's up. So it sounds like to me, like, since becoming a pro, you understand what a pro needs to do.
Oh, absolutely. When I won my pro card, I did my own prep. I mean, I'm a trainer. I went through the education part of it, and but being accountable to somebody else is completely different. And so you can sit there and be the best coach you can be for other people. And I've put many people through their pro cards before, and that's great, but you still need accountability for yourself. And so like I've worked with very well-known people in the past, and I've never had somebody so hands-on before than my coach right now, and I'm actually really enjoying it because like for the first time in my life I can sit there and go to the gym and be like, oh, you can't do whatever you want to do, like you actually have a plan. And I'm like, oh damn it. Like I'm stuck doing what he tells me to do, but I actually really like it.
Awesome. So yeah, I was just about to say what it sounds like to me is like, it's you kind of like with every athlete, no matter what sport you're doing, every athlete has a coach. Like it's only you're only willing to go so far, and then sometimes you just need somebody to step in and go, hey, you got more, let's go. So yeah. I like to refer to it as when I'm in the gym by myself and doing my own thing, I'm just working out. But when I link up with my coach, I'm training.
Right. I mean, today was my rest day, and I was like, okay, I'm supposed to rest, but I'm like, I'll hit a little bit of back and like get, and he'll probably yell at me from hearing this, but at the same time, I'm like, I kind of want to just play in the gym. Like, I just want to play because I don't get to play anymore.
Right. Yeah, everything's targeted now. Everything's geared towards an end result. So like, you don't get to go in and go, okay, I feel like doing this today.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Well, and after last year with it being just a shit show, like every competition I planned for got canceled. Yeah. So for this year, I'm like, you know what? To be honest, I just want to go all in. Like if it's going to be a fall show, I'm going to start early and just give it 110% and kill it. So when I bring it to the stage, I want it to be like well prepared and well presented.
Nice. Well, with you starting basically, 18, 20 weeks out, like, I don't think you have no other choice but to be prepared.
18 weeks. You
Yeah.
posted it. It's
18 weeks as of today. 18
Yep.
weeks. But I was saying when you
Yep.
actually started your training, you started like 2 weeks ago. Actually, like, okay, it's time to like really get serious about this. So that's a great question that I should go ahead and put out there. Since you're a coach, since you're a pro, like typically when you start prepping, let's say, well, typically when you start to prep people for a show, how far out should they start like looking at, okay, should I hire a coach? Should I when should I start prepping? You know, how far out do they should like amateurs should be making these decisions?
Great question. And I think for everyone, it depends on their level, because I have some people that are training constantly and then decide that they want to try it and they can do 12 weeks out. But the majority of the population, it's going to be a year to 2 years out, depending on where your fitness level is at. So you can't sit there and set like a standard level. It depends where you're at physically, mentally, how well you're willing to commit. I mean, that all plays into it, because my last season, I did 12 weeks and I came in committed, regulated. I did very well. I placed first for 12 weeks. That doesn't mean that I will place first 18 weeks out. Like, I'm not in the same position that I was then, and I know that. So you have to be realistic about your results.
Okay. Nice. So if any advice you can give an amateur that's looking like, that's actually, well, I'll tell you what, this is a double question here. First question, amateur, first time, well, just starting to compete, they're just diving into this thing. Like, what's your best advice you can give someone that's just diving into this and they're trying to like figure out their bearings? What's the best advice you can give them?
Well, you know what? Your first competition is, in my opinion, you're never going to place as well as what you put in your head, right? I mean, realistically, let's be realistic. You have this idea that you're going to place first, but you're going up against people that have been doing it for a long time. If you even compete novice, which is great, go in novice with the expectation that even if you place in the top 5, that's great. Because at the end of the day, focus on just trying to do the best you can against yourself. So don't go into it like you're trying to beat the first place or the second place or trying to win a number. It's about going up there with your best physique, your best position, and trying the best that you can. And then your second show, beat that girl. Your third show, beat that girl. And continuously set that higher expectation that, you know what, I can do better every year in every competition. Because you're never going to, and I'll tell you this right now, I remember my first day that I got up on stage, I shook like you would not believe. And I sat there and I was like, why am I shaking? I'm not even that nervous, but I can't stop it. And you know, it's not that it's anything against your physique, but upstage, people can see that. And so they sit there and they're sitting there like, okay, this is clearly her first show. But then the second show and the third show and the fourth show, you get more comfortable. And then you're like, you know what, more confident on stage, and that shows. So it's okay to not have like that first day, like, expectation of winning, because that's what I walked up there with. Like, I walked off stage and started crying because I was like, I didn't do so well. Well, you know what? My third show, I won my pro card. But my first show, I placed 5th.
Right. So yeah, so
it's okay.
I love it. It's a mindset thing. So like, just walk up there with no expectations if you're first time getting up there, because this, and you, so I'm so glad that you said that, because it is a lot of times what happens when it's someone's first show, they don't realize like they're stepping on stage and sometimes you're about half naked.
Yeah, and who's used to that? Like,
right.
I mean, we all go to the pool, but that's a little
that's different.
Like your ass showing, and
it's completely different when you're on display and you know everyone's looking at you.
And you're trying to tense your muscles and all of that. Like, posing is hard. It's
Yeah.
hard. People don't realize, because they sit there and they're like, oh, well, you guys look great, so you're fine. And it's like, no, you don't understand what goes into this. Right. It's not that easy.
All right. So the next question is this. All right, you got an amateur that's been, let's say they've been competing a year. All right. And now they're looking to aim to start like turning pro. Like, what advice do you have someone that's been competing? They've done, let's say, 3 to 5 shows, and now they're looking to turn pro. Like, what advice do you have that amateur that's trying to get over that hump to try to turn pro?
You know, I think a lot of the people that I've known, as well as myself, that have turned amateur to pro, it's been a lot of the dedication that you put in. You know, have you practiced posing? Do you practice that on a regular basis? Have you, do you continue to drink when you're doing prep? Because you can't do both. It has to be one or the other. And I live in Wisconsin, so I do understand the challenges of competing and not drinking. Secondly, thirdly, I guess I would say, is like, you have to fully dedicate yourself into training. So if you're a coach or you're trying to do it on your own and you're not trying to push your weight, it's really easy to do 12 reps of a light weight. But if you're trying to sit there and like push yourself, like, you have to push weight if you're trying to gain muscle. And I feel like a lot of people are just like, if they don't have a good coach or somebody pushing them, it's easy to maintain what you have. But if you're trying to progress, you have to do rep changes, and you have to have a coach that knows what they're doing science-wise to progress you to that level.
Absolutely. So it sounds like to me like if you're going from amateur to pro, is that you have to like there's another gear that you have to go into in order to make that transition, because it's not like it's not like you're separated by this much. You're separated by this much. Now this is the difference. Typically, when people are turning pro, the difference is an inch, not a mile. So it sounds like what you're saying to me is like close that gap so that way there's not inches in between you and the next person.
Right. I mean, you don't want to get up on stage and have someone to be like, okay, you're very close to this person. You want to sit there and walk up on stage and be like, okay, she's the winner.
Spot on. So amateurs, all right, so just to put this out here real crystal clear for you. All right, if your first time competing, enjoy the moment. That's all Aaron's saying. Just enjoy the moment. Like, have fun, enjoy the moment. All right, now you're the other amateur that's been chasing your pro card. Like, you got to go to another gear. Like, if you've been in second gear, it's time to go to third, fourth, and fifth, and maybe create a sixth.
100%. Yeah.
No doubt. So, besides the Phoenician Classic, what other shows you go that you're thinking about competing in, or that you got on the docket to compete in? And I don't care about federations. I can care less about that. And the reason being is because where we are right now with natural bodybuilding, we're all scattered out into different things, and the reason, and because it's not solidified in one area. So if you're doing other shows and other organizations, I can care less. I'm just trying to figure out where you gonna be.
Great question, and I appreciate that question. Yeah. So I have my WNBF Pro card, and although I have competed in other federations and have won, I don't foresee myself doing any other federation at this point. I'm really focused on doing your competition and giving 110% and bringing my best presentation to stage. At this point, I don't think that I will do another competition this year.
Oh, wow.
I think it is. I mean, my coach is trying to talk me elsewhere, but with all the other federations, so I live in Wisconsin, but OCB, now NAMBF, they're all honoring every pro card. And although I appreciate that, and I've competed some of the others like at a pro level and done well, I truly would like to earn my pro status, because they have different expectations. So I would like to either continue to focus on WNBF, which is kind of where my heart is at, or if I compete otherwise, I would like to earn that level of respect, which I can't earn because I'm already a pro.
Right.
So that's kind of where my heart's at.
Mm-hmm.
So at this point, I think I want to just focus on WNBF and continue to focus on that organization and do well there. So your pro show is one that I have as a priority, and I'm truly excited to compete for the first time in your competition. But outside of that, I think it would be just another WNBF pro show, maybe in October until I'm in health insurance. So until November 1st hits, I'm basically booked until the rest of the year.
Everyone's getting their health insurance repackaged. Got to get them renewed and I remember that.
So that's the biggest downfall, because it's like I could never do Worlds because
because every year that's that time of the year when everyone has to do their benefits package. Yeah.
So that kind of sucks.
Man.
But I can still compete, and then maybe at some point, if I get to the level that I'm doing so well that I need to compete Worlds, then we can reevaluate that. But at this point, like, I'd like to win first, second, third in pro shows, and we'll see from there what happens.
Awesome. Great to hear. And my final question for you is this: like, who conned you into competing? Like, nobody like just walks into this. Like, who conned you into it?
Yeah, that's such a funny story because so I was working out at this gym for the longest time, and I actually had some guys that were bodybuilders that just did it for fun, that were kind of like, we'll take you, get off the cardio train, and like, we'll take you under our wing. And they kind of helped me out a little bit. But then one day at the gym that I now like used to work for actually now, but he was one of the trainers was like, what are your plans with like fitness? And I was like, I don't know, like nobody's ever asked me that question before. And he's like, well, I asked because like you could do really well in competitions. And I was like, what do you mean by competitions? And then he was like, well, let me hook you up with somebody that knows what competitions are like. So within that first year was when I won my pro card, and I was like, I never knew I would have loved this.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So it was just so random, but thank God he asked me, because I would have just continued to lift at the gym and done what I wanted to do, but not have like any type of goal or purpose. And now I love it. Like, I'm hooked. So.
Oh, that's what's up.
So like, random.
Yeah, it's always the reason why I framed it as who conned you, because everyone I've ever talked to about competing, I'm like, okay, how'd you get into it? It was like, oh, like this person came up to me and we started having a conversation. I was like, hi, y'all.
I would say the biggest mistake of my life, but it's really not.
Yeah.
I mean, who doesn't love a goal, right?
Right.
And who doesn't love to see their body like super ripped, and like the way that my abs look like competition day, I'm like, I could take a picture of this and love it every day of my life.
Nice.
Let's be honest. So it's the positivity, and especially with last year and just having like all of that, not only negativity, but the way life has changed. It was just really hard, I think, for everyone in the world. And every competition that I signed up for got canceled. So it like took my goals down to nothing. So just to be back to like regular life and be able to have a goal to work towards, and look at your body change again, when we can sit there and focus on fitness and health and all of that without looking at an excuse to like say that we're not doing it. It's pretty impressive. And I feel like there's a big population in the world that like needs that again.
Absolutely. Couldn't agree more, man. Couldn't agree more. Yeah, we all need a little exercise in our life.
Oh,
All need a little bit.
big time.
So, other than that, man, I want to thank you again for like changing up your schedule, dealing with time, my time zone fiasco, and popping in here on your Saturday afternoon to do this for me. I really appreciate it. I'm actually, I didn't even say actually, I'm just looking forward to actually meeting you in person and seeing you in person. And man, sitting down and have a conversation with you, even though you might be carb depleted, I'm still gonna goof off and chat with you.
I don't turn like a bitch during carb depletion,
right.
Just so you know. I'm
That's
actually
okay.
a very
That's okay.
fun
I'm gonna
person
tease you about it. I'm gonna go. I remember 18 weeks out. I told you I was gonna aggravate you. I'm here. And I know you're gonna be a complete jerk right now, but that's okay. I'm here.
All right. Well, I'm really excited to meet you too. So,
Absolutely.
And your show should be a great time. I'm truly excited for it. I have a lot of people coming, if not competing, but coming with me. So it should be a good time.
Awesome. So really, really, really happy to have you and your people to come experience this. Like I said, like one of the things that we aim to do with making an event, not only for you, but for anyone that's coming to watch you, because we've been in all stages of this thing as far as competing, and we're like, we want, no matter what portion of it that you're involved in, that you are engaged and you're having a great time. So we plan to make this a really awesome thing for you and your family and friends, whoever else is coming to see you. So I'm looking forward to meeting you in person and chit-chatting with all your friends and family as well. So 18 weeks, my girl. 18 weeks.
18 weeks. I'll be there.
Right. I'll see you soon. And no more beers in Wisconsin, all right?
Yeah, I'm coming from Wisconsin, so I won't bring the snow, but I will bring the personality. That's all you need.
That's all I need. All right, love. Have a great weekend.
Yeah, you too. Take care.
And there you have it, folks. Erin popped in here on her weekend to give us a quick rundown that she let us know that she's only doing the Phoenician Classic this year. Man, I'm honored to have her. I'm actually honored to have her, man. Really appreciate it. So, couple of shows, quick rundown before I get out of here and finish off my weekend here. Couple of great shows that's happening before the Phoenician Classic. July 12th, Inbf Columbia Classic going down to Seattle, Washington. I will be in attendance at that show. So if you want to meet me, I will be there. July 19th, Inbf Tucson Natural going down in Tucson, Oklahoma. July 17th, Inbf SoCal Uproar, which is in San Diego. I will be in attendance at that show as well. July 24th, INBF Cecil Phillips Cecil Phillips Classic going down in Oregon. July 24th. August 7th, INBF Oklahoma City in Oklahoma City. That's going down. Let's see here. August 21st, INBF Natural Central Valley Championship going down in Fresno with my girl Terry. I will be at that show as well. Terry, thanks for popping in. I see you there, love. And then the very last show before the Phoenician Classic is August 28th, INBF South Central USA going down in Dallas, Texas. So there was some great shows that's in the central part of the U.S. over to the West Coast that's going down for the Phoenician Classic. So if you're aiming to shoot to become pro in men's physique or women's bikini, those are some great shows to actually sign up for and go chase it and go get it. Now, just like Erin said, so if you're a first-time competitor, those are some great shows to go to do as well as a first-time competitor, and to go have some fun to get rid of those stage fright and jitters. After that, man, then it's time to start working on becoming a pro. All right. So if you're working on becoming a pro in women's bikini and men's physique, take care of it before the Phoenician Classic, which is happening September 4th, all right, in Phoenix, Arizona. Other than that, I'm going to let you guys get out of here. I'm going to get out of here. I got to wrap up the rest of my Saturday, otherwise my wife is going to choke me out, okay? So as far as updates, registration is open. Registration is officially open. I have two things I need to do in the competitors corner. As far as I need to hook up some direct links to the host hotel. I'm waiting on a web link for them. I need to hook up a web link directly to for photography with better aesthetics. They're gonna give me a web link so that way when you guys click on it, you guys can just go buy your packages directly from the website. And Tanny should be updating me with their website link, so you can click directly on it, boom, and go ahead and get yourself signed up for Tanny. So other than that, that's all I got for you this week. Tune in Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday next week, as we never know who's going to pop in and never know who we're going to interview. All right. Other than that, man, have a great weekend. Terry, I'm hoping to talk to you soon, love. Be easy, everyone.